everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Tara and this is Nate. Together we're on a journey to live our dream of sailing in the Caribbean aboard our sailboat, Not for Time. It's hard to believe that just a few years ago we knew absolutely nothing about sailing. We both took a leap of faith and enrolled in a sailing course, determined to turn our dream into reality. We put our goals to paper and in 2023 purchased Not for Time. Since then, our lives have been a whirlwind of excitement, challenges, and unforgettable experiences. On this channel, we're sharing our journey from complete beginners to competent sailors, documenting everything from maintenance tips to navigation skills, and of course, the incredible places and activities we discover along the way. So whether you're a fellow sailor, an inspiring adventurer, or simply curious about life on the water, join us as we sail toward our dreams. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to join our community. Welcome aboard.
After 2 weekends full of boat projects and a few days enjoying the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina, it was time to splash Not for Time for our first full season on the water. I arrived the day before we were set to launch to install the headsail, grease the prop, and run through the final spring commission checklist. Since we were scheduled for a Thursday departure and Tara had to work, I was planning my first attempt at single-handedly sailing to Southaven. I planned for an approximately 4-hour trip, leaving around noon. This would allow Tara time to arrive at the marina to help with the docking. The morning finally arrived and I was nervous. I had a million thoughts running through my head, from using the radio to navigate through the 3 bridges to ensuring I had everything ready when the boatyard crew arrived to begin the process. The guys arrived at 9 and lifted the cradle and boat onto an extensive set of forks. They then moved the boat to where they would prepare it to be lifted by slings into the travel lift, or what some call a boat hoist. These are incredible machines, some lifting as much as 100 tons or more. Here, the boatyard rigger and sailboat expert is loosening and removing the backstay turnbuckles, allowing the boat to sit in the travel lift correctly. He would put these back once Not for Time was in the water. Once the boat was in the slings, it was time to move her to the lift dock to be lowered into the water. Watching your boat sit in 2 slings can be a bit nerve-wracking, but I was confident in the crew's judgment and I could tell they knew exactly what they were doing. Tara and I decided that since this was our first time launching, we would pay the additional money for the captain's launch. This is where they drop the boat in the water, then check it for leaks, make sure everything is up and running, and deliver it to a transient slip where I would meet them. All went as planned, or so I thought. All right, so we just got the boat in. I'm gonna prepare it and get everything ready. It's really windy right now, so putting the main sail on might be a chore, so I'm not sure I'm going to do that yet today. I may just use the head sail heading up to Southaven this afternoon. I'm going to do a solo sail. We'll see how that goes. I can still hook up the boom. There's a few things that I can do here to get ready, start working on some of the systems, maybe hook up some water. So we'll see how it goes. Things didn't go as planned, and I ended up calling Boat US for a tow. Thankfully, I'd just signed up for a yearly membership 2 days earlier, so the tow was free. But that wasn't the only lesson I learned.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. The next few minutes of this episode is me telling a story of my first attempt at a solo sail, leaving St. Joe and trying to get up to Southaven. From the minute I left the dock, there was issues. And I try to recreate it the best that I can, but capturing all of the video footage during the time was the furthest thing from my mind. We have learned a lot from the experience, not only our sailing experience and things we need to do to get better prepping before we even go out, but also as far as videoing. We need to get more cameras and we need to have those running more often so that we're just capturing video and then we can go through and edit. But there's not a lot of video footage of the incident. I did put together some clips, some stock footage, some different things to try to recreate the experience, but it's basically just a narrative for the next 3 or 4 minutes, so please enjoy. I can laugh at it now, but I can tell you during the time, I was pretty scared and pretty distraught. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the next few minutes, and then we'll get back into the actual video coverage. So thank you.
My goal was to navigate the 3 bridges, use the radio for the first time, and sail confidently into the open water towards Southaven. But I was so focused on timing, avoiding shallow spots, and using the radio, I overlooked the basics, making sure all systems were working. I let my nerves get the best of me, and I missed a crucial step. A pre-launch checklist. I remembered a book my boss gave me, The Checklist Manifesto, which emphasizes how simple checklists can improve safety and performance, especially in high-pressure situations. I could have really used one. After radioing the first bridge tender and leaving the dock, things quickly went downhill. My navigation systems wouldn't power up, and without a depth finder, panic set in. I kept going, hoping to problem solve as I passed the first bridge. After calling the previous boat owner, Tim, I discovered the inverter switch had been off. Simple fixed, and the navigation came back online. Feeling relieved that I had resolved the issue, I made my way through the third bridge and into the long channel, thinking I could finally relax. But less than a minute later, the engine alarm blared, signaling an overheat. Panic set in. My mind raced to the seacock, the crucial valve that controls water flow to cool the engine. I was certain I'd checked it. At least I thought I had. Again, I realized the importance of a checklist, especially since I paid for the captain's launch, assuming they'd check it too. With the engine too hot to run, I had no choice but to shut it off. Stranded in a narrow channel with strong currents, sizable waves, and concrete walls on either side, I was at the mercy of the water, which seemed to push me in the wrong direction. A fiberglass hull and concrete aren't a great combination, so I had to act fast. Channeling my inner sailor, I decided to sail. I unfurled the head sail, but it got snagged at the bow. In a scramble, I rushed to the front, manually unfurled it, and fought the wild flapping as the loose sheets whipped around. With quick thinking, I tightened them around the winches, regaining control and successfully sailing out of the channel. I felt a brief rush of triumph. I can't believe I just did that. But the victory quickly faded as my worries returned to the engine. Once clear of the channel and shore, I checked the seacock and found it closed. After opening it, I restarted the engine, relieved when it fired up smoothly. Water was flowing out of the exhaust, so I put it in gear ready to head out again. But just seconds later, the alarm blared once more. This time, though, I could see the engine wasn't overheating. I shut the engine off again and called Tim for help. After some troubleshooting, we discovered a blown fuse connected to one of the engine pumps. Luckily, Tim, a seasoned sailor, had stocked the boat with spare parts. I found the right fuse, replaced it, and restarted the engine. No alarm this time. I felt a surge of relief and excitement as I put the boat in gear and set course for South Haven. But then, out of nowhere, the engine stalled again. Confused and frustrated, I couldn't help but feel like Poseidon himself was toying with me. Sitting there, defeated, I spotted the problem. The dock line, neatly coiled on the deck, was missing. I walked to the bow and saw it still tied to the cleat, dragging in the water. It must have been knocked off when the headsail flapped wildly. I tried to pull it back in, but it wouldn't budge. Realizing it was caught around the prop, my heart sank. My confidence shattered. What had I gotten myself into? Would this dream of sailing end in a disaster? I feared the boat might be seriously damaged, and the thought of costly repairs made me feel hopeless. I had no way of affording a new engine. I called Tara and mentioned that I thought I could dive down to the prop and try to free it with a sharp knife. She immediately cautioned against doing it alone, especially in the frigid waters of Lake Michigan in early May. She was right, so I decided to swallow my pride and call Boat US for a tow. The towboat arrived, hooked up, and brought me back to the marina. Feeling embarrassed, I walked to the yard to get advice on the next steps. The guys there were great, and Mike, one of the coolest guys around, helped me out. The marina also had a diver who met me the next morning and spent 45 minutes cutting the rope from the prop. Tara's advice saved me. Trying to cut it myself in freezing waters could have ended badly. I could have easily become a statistic, as over 1,300 people have drowned in the Great Lakes since 2010. This whole experience taught me many lessons, the most important one being the need for a pre-launch checklist. Thank you, Darren, for recommending the book. I just wish I had remembered to use it this time.
So what are you doing?
We're motoring out of the St. Joe Marina.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've had to do this. First everything. So we just are pulling it out after storage, and we did all the work these last few weeks, and now we're taking it to South Haven, and we're just waiting for the second bridge to open up.
Actually, this isn't the first time. I tried to go out 2 days ago. Ran into all sorts of trouble, but...
This is the last of the 3 bridges we have to pass before hitting the big water. The St. Joseph Swing Bridge, built in 1904 by Pierre Marquette Railroad, accommodates both maritime and railroad traffic by pivoting open for boats and closing for trains. It is the 3rd swing bridge at this site, succeeding earlier bridges from 1870 and 1887, the latter of which was replaced due to insufficient strength for modern locomotives. This still manually operated bridge uses a very small 10 horsepower electric motor to pivot its huge 231-foot, 300-ton structure. The well-balanced design allows the bridge to open in approximately 42 seconds. A siren signals its operation to alert traffic and boaters, and it typically remains open for boat passage until needed for trains.
So I'm sitting here feeling a tad overwhelmed. This is our first night on the boat after we docked it, what was it, last weekend? Yeah, last weekend we brought it from St. Joe. This is our first time back on it, and it is overwhelming to me. I'm sitting here just looking at everything that has to be done, and I think, where's all this stuff go? And did we really have this all actually look like a real living arrangement last year? Well, it was. But I just look and I don't know, I can't see it coming to that.
It doesn't get any better than this. Waking up on beautiful Sunday morning. Weather is just gorgeous. Sun is out. It's going to be about 75-ish today. Just installed the TV, put it where we used to have a picture there. And now just enjoying some wonderful breakfast from Phoenix Street, and it is delicious.
We have a special Mother's Day breakfast. Asparagus scramble. We made it vegan, so no cheese, and we subbed the tofu for the eggs, but it's delicious. And we decided to eat in because of this little guy right here. They do offer outside seating there, but it's a little chilly this morning. It's supposed to really warm up, so. But this is very nice. Very nice, isn't it, sweetie?
Super good.
So, babe, we're finally here relaxing on this Sunday.
It's been a really long couple days with work on the boat.
We have. We've got a lot done, though. It's been great. And you put up the Dutchman for the mainsail today. Probably took a little longer than he expected. I don't know. But it's all taken care of. So the inside of our boat is much more. It still has a ways to go, little ways, but it's much better than it used to be. You can actually see the cushions. You actually sit down. So that's all been organized, and though the top of the boat looks so clean and nice, you did such a good job brushing it and scrubbing it.
Thank you.
We even got I even gave him an old toothbrush. He used a toothbrush around some of the cleats, so it looks really nice. So, yep, we're just here enjoying this beautiful, beautiful weather. It's 75 today, and we're sitting at the Isler, one of our favorite places to be. Just finished some peel and eat shrimps, having a good time.
We're able to sit on the patio down on the lower level, so we can bring Ranji, and he's just chilling under the table.
Yeah, he's being really good. I think he's really tired. His long weekend, but he's had so much fun. Well, that's a wrap for this episode, but stay tuned because next time we've got some exciting adventures lined up. We'll be hoisting the Not for Time flag in a special renaming ceremony for the boat. Then we're gearing up for our summer stay in Dingy Town, where every day promises a new escapade. We'll also be treating Ranji to a brand new ride and awaiting a thrilling delivery from a semi-truck. You won't want to miss it. See you for the next episode. Someday, sunshine.